Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another interview for 25 years of Shackbattles. I am Brian Leffler. You definitely know me better as Skankcore, though. I'm joined here by the one and only ThomW, longtime Shacknews user and contributor to pretty much everything in Chatty. Like we wouldn't have a working Chatty without you, Tom. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
We wouldn't have a working LOL system, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, yeah, certainly.
And that is the heart of the Chatty nowadays, I feel like. That's how people get those points. Anyways, please go ahead, introduce yourself, and let everybody know how you came about to be on Shacknews.
I'm ThomW. I don't even remember how I got started on Shacknews. I know what it was. I mean, I was hungry for Quake info. I mean, that's really what it came down to. I was a huge fan of Wolf. I was a big fan of Doom. And I was just hungry for like whatever I could find on Quake at the time. And I remember, I don't know if it was Voodoo Extreme or Blues got me there, but I basically was like, it was Redwood Stomped, it was Blues News and Voodoo Extreme at the time. And Steve had some janky, almost looked like a GeoCities site somewhere, and he had some early Quake GL screenshots. In fact, and I think that's really got me there the first time was Geo Quake stuff. But it was the URL made no sense. It was I don't know if it was Quake. I know I was there when it was called Quake Holio, but I don't know if that was like the first name or the second name or what it was. But like I was there then, and it became Sugar Shack for a while. But yeah, I've been a Shacker for a very long time. I don't know. I think my first comment. I think I'm coming up on my. Oh man, I don't even know what it is, but I'm coming up on maybe my 25th year of like commenting on the Shack.
Wow.
I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I didn't really hang out. I was in a CS clan at the time, a Counter-Strike clan at the time. So I kind of devoted a lot of my time to playing with those guys back in the day. But that's that was pre that. I'm kind of weird when it comes to Shackbattle stuff. Are you kind of weird when it comes to Shackbattle stuff, or have you been Shackbattling for a long time? Like, I don't really know.
I've been off and on. I kind of got started with the Source Engine stuff, and that was like the golden era for me.
I wasn't there. In the earliest days, I think I kind of got involved with it when Battlefield came out. It was kind of like my first, like, let's play the Shackbattles with guys. In fact, I just put this on for you. I put my
beautiful.
I think it was Clay that made these, or was it Ashkey? I can't remember or Ashkey is who made them. But it was the Shackbattles t-shirt that he had made up to, like, he was selling those to help keep his game servers alive.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that kind of brings me into my first question. What does Shackbattle mean to you?
Oh, it's just it's a fun time to hang out and play games with people. I mean,
nice.
I'm on every, I mean, especially with COVID. I mean, especially since coronavirus, man. I'm Shackbattling as much as humanly possible just to pass the time. It's every Wednesday we have Wreckfest Wednesday, and it's a great time. We have a whole bunch of fun people who show up and play games with us, and we just get together and chat, hang out and wreck into each other's cars. It's a super fun time. Thursday nights, we've been playing a mix of different first-person shooter games, mainly the Battlefield games. I mean, that's really what we've been doing. But I was hosting. At the beginning of COVID, Mercfox came back and was doing Bad Company 2 nights. Back, I think it was Tuesday nights for a while at the beginning of COVID, and that kind of fell by the wayside, and I kind of missed it. So I rented a server, and for a couple of months we were playing Bad Company 2 again. That game is the best. Lately we've been playing Battlefield 5, and I mean, really, it's just a way to hang out and spend time with some cool people, just shooting the shit and playing video games. It's a good time.
Yeah, that's a great way to think of it. I mean, it pretty much is. You talked about Battlefield 1942. Was that your first Shackbattle experience? What was your first Shackbattle?
I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to remember. I mean, I would be willing to bet that it... I mean, prior to that, it might have been Half-Life, but I really do feel like Battlefield's what kind of got me like more interested in playing with Shackers, because I had... at the time, I mean, back when those games were out, I mean, I had a crew of people that I already played with. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, there was a gang of folks that I would play video games with. And when new games would come out, it was always kind of an interesting, kind of crappy thing, because some guys couldn't afford a new PC to like go play the new hotness or whatever. And that's kind of why I gravitated towards Shacknews, because there's never a shortage of dudes who weren't like looking for the next thing to go play. So that's kind of what got me involved. And it was kind of, the timeline's really fuzzy, but I just know that Battlefield 1942 came out, and really was the demo. I mean, it was that demo hit, and we went nuts for it, like the Shackers. And that really was the first time I remember playing with Shacknews folks. Because what I really remember about it was the thing that I thought was just the damn coolest was, I'm riding around in a Jeep, Clerk is driving, and fucking Phil is flying overhead. It's like, this is nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Like the number of people that were in that game compared to like Quake and stuff like that that had come before, it was really cool. But that's kind of, that was kind of like life-changing in a funny way, right? Like, oh man, I can't believe these are guys that I hang out with all day, like chatting online, and now we're all like gooned up in this stupid server, like killing each other. It was a good time. Like, it was a very fun time. But yeah, I played hours and hours and hours of Wake Island with everybody on the Shack, and that really does feel like my first Shack battles. I'll say this though too, I was part of the original Xbox crew too.
Okay.
Like, there were a whole bunch of us that had Xboxes, and again, it was one of those, a bunch of Xbox Live came out, and a bunch of us were looking for people to go play Halo and stuff with, and so I was on Xbox Live with Shackers for every night for a long time, like playing Midtown Madness 3 and a bunch of other fun stuff on there that just kind of dead. You know what I mean? Like, the games now don't even exist anymore, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about though, how like the console scene when Xbox Live came out, that really did provide a little bit of a fracture to the Shack battle scene, because you had people who were longtime PC players, and they just probably didn't want to get an Xbox or play console games online at that point. I'm sure a lot of people were kind of holding out on that, but it's interesting to think about how that just that initial fracturing of Xbox Live players or whatever has now compounded to people who play on PlayStation, or people who play on Xbox, people who, like you said, have a new computer and can play Star Citizen, or people who are kind of stuck playing Team Fortress 2 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm always bummed out that I can't join the Star Citizen nights. We have a family movie night that we do on Friday nights, and D-Fay cracked me up the other day. He said, I forget, how did he phrase it? Oh shoot, I can't remember what he said, but it's like, I like how you guys use it as a way to like get back at each other. Like, we watched Twilight last night, so I watched Twilight instead of playing Star Citizen, which
yeah,
kind of hilarious. But yeah, I already got my next one planned out. I'm gonna make them watch the first Fast and Furious movie.
Beautiful. There you go. And that leads up into 9 coming out. You got to get them ready, primed and ready for 9.
I honestly own them all, but I've never watched a single one.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I've never seen a Fast and Furious. The only one I actually did watch I watched Hobbs and Shaw. But I've never actually sat down and watched a Fast and Furious movie.
Got some work to do.
Main Street. Yeah, I know. I know. People love those movies. I don't get
they
it,
do.
But,
yeah,
hey, we'll find out.
It's big
the
business.
Wetzel family will be finding out.
That's great. That is funny how you kind of use it as like a just a way to like kind of get back at each other. Like, oh, Twilight, all right, that's fine. Wait till you see what I got.
My wife and son made me watch all the High School Musical movies.
Oh wow!
And now we're into and I made them watch all the Bleeds.
Great. It's just payback back and forth. So you got your own Shack battle going in your house.
Yeah, I know, it's a very weirdly competitive game. I'm kind of bummed out about this console stuff. Like, the console Shack battles kind of like are just non-existent anymore.
Yeah,
like,
now
wants to do that stuff.
it's really tough because everybody either owns everything or they own just one of them. And yeah, it's tough. Like, you could try to get like a Mario Kart 8 Shack battle, say, going one night, and you probably get like maybe 3 or 4 people, and that's about it. But there's at least 100 Shackers that own that game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Mhm.
It's weird how hard it is to get people playing console
Yeah.
stuff. It's kind of a bummer. I had fun with stimulus games, when
Yeah.
Joseph was doing those. I
Absolutely.
had a lot of fun playing Mario Kart with y'all
Mhm.
when that was going on. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm bummed out. I used to play. That was one of my. That was. I mean, they weren't really necessarily Shack battles, but we
Mhm.
talked about them all the time. Papa Boo, when he was posting on the Shack, he and me and Digital Burrito, and I can't even Digital Burrow. Digital Burrow. I can't even remember. Like there were a couple of other guys that would play with, but me and Papa Boo played that. I swear to God, every night for like at least a year.
Wow.
We were just so into World at War, like the Call of Duty World at War. Man, that game was so cool. But anyway, I'm just kind of bummed out. We used to the biggest Shack Battle console game that I hated was I loved Civilization Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Corbin and Evil Genius and a bunch of a few other people like had a full whatever it was, 6 players, 8 players, whatever it was. We all had we had every player slot full. And we're playing this game for like 2 or 3 hours. I would actually bet it was probably like 3 or 4 hours. And in we finally get to the point where like people start getting nukes, like we're
Mhm.
things have progressed through like all the slow part. We finally get to like where the game is like, oh shit, things are about to go down. Game locks up.
Oh no.
It was the worst Shack Battle experience.
Oh,
ever.
that is really bad. Well,
Yeah,
now that you've highlighted one of the worst Shack Battle moments, as we look back at 25 years of Shack Battles, are there any like excellent moments or funny moments? Anything that you recall over the years that you'd like to highlight?
I still that 1942 thing was
Mhm.
life changing. I mean, that was just so rad. I mean, honestly, every time we play, it's a good laugh. Like I mean, my honestly, my favorite was beating Asif at the stimulus games. Like that was hilarious. The boss battle where he and I somehow, I mean, he chose the car. Like he basically said, we're both going to be in the same car, a Boomer or whatever it was. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
a Boomer. So we're both in the same car. And by chance, my car is painted almost exactly like his. So basically, this boss battle was supposed to be like basically, get Tom.
Yeah,
It's
I
basically supposed to be
remember. I was there.
the Shack battle, and it didn't work out that way.
No.
It was so good. Nobody could tell us apart. Oh man, I ran away with that race. That was so fun.
that was a great race.
That was a riot. That was. I mean, I think that was my favorite time in a while of
Mhm.
just stupid Shack battle chicanery. Like, oh man, that was so bad. But yeah, that was super fun. I brought my trophy out.
Hey, look at that. Best at Wreckfest.
I always have it here next to me.
You got to. I mean, why would you ever not have that next to you?
It's my proudest achievement this
Mhm.
year. Buying myself this trophy.
So my next question, you've pretty much already covered. My next question is if you're participating in any active Shack battles, because it's still going, like 25 years, and we're still doing them every week. So yeah, if you'd like to touch a little bit more on any active Shack battles you're participating in, but you can. But I know you talked about Wreckfest already.
I would really like people to play more. I mean,
Mhm.
I always find it funny that Shacknews is a video game website, and we probably spend the fewest amount of time, or the smallest amount of time, talking about games, and
Really?
even less playing them, and it drives me up a wall. I would love if we could regularly get like VR nights going. Me and Surgeon and Spazium and a few other people, like I mean, a bunch of us have VR headsets and stuff. Like, I'd love to get a regular VR night going or something like that, but.
Mhm.
It's hard. It's just hard organizing people.
Yeah.
I have fun with the You Don't Know Jack games. I've rallied Glorious Cow and Black Hat 9 and Watcher and a few other people
Mhm.
into Jackbox stuff, and that's always fun. It's,
Always,
but
yeah.
it's hard getting a group of people together, and I don't know. I always tell everybody. Like, I'm a little bit bummed out. There's nothing going on tonight. I kind of we were doing Wreckfest twice a week. I mean, we were doing it Wednesday and Saturday nights, and
we should bring back the Saturday night.
We'd have a full server every time. I mean, I get people getting tired of a game, but it kind of
Mhm.
bums me out. Like, Saturday nights are kind of a wasteland again. And I mean, with some people getting vaccinated and stuff like that, like I see, I can kind of see why. And the weather getting nicer too. I mean,
Mhm.
that's got to be a huge one. But yeah, I kind of miss it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, I would definitely play in the Wreckfest Wednesdays, but I have a stream dedicated on Wednesdays, so I'm always focused on doing that.
Is your N64? Like,
yeah, that's my that's my Skankcore 64 stream. So darn that Skankcore 64 stream keeping me from Wreckfest. What have you been
playing lately?
I just finished Mission Impossible actually on Nintendo 64.
Is there an N64 one?
Yes, there is.
Is it related to that Epix one, or is there a separate?
No. This is based on the first Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you basically play throughout the movie. You do the wire scene. You do all of that. Yeah.
How is it like on the scale of like Super Mario 64 to Superman? Like, where's it ranked?
Yeah, exactly. I would put it at about. I'd say it's above Glover. It's above a Glover. Okay. You know what I mean? It's which isn't saying very much. It's not putting in the greatest light. Right. No, it's a very ambitious game. I'll say this: it's a very ambitious game. You don't really see like those kind of third-person action espionage style games on the 64. That was more the PlayStation's wheelhouse with Siphon Filter and Metal Gear Solid.
GoldenEye was pretty good.
Yeah, well, GoldenEye was great, absolutely. But that was more first person, and it was more. Nobody played that game stealthily. I don't know. I know I didn't.
You had to do some of the levels.
Yeah, some of the levels.
Like that jungle. Oh, that was murder.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah. Anyway. Old games.
You touched on VR really quick, and that kind of leads into my last question: is what potential games excite you for the future of Shackbattles?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'll tell you what I want is I want Wreckfest with horns.
Just Wreckfest 2 with horns. That's it.
That's all I want. If they charge $60 for Wreckfest 2 and it was just Wreckfest with horns,
sold.
Here's my Visa card, right?
Nice.
I don't know, man. I'm always curious what's next. I mean, I'll probably play any of it. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to playing more Star Citizen at some point. Like once that seems to be a little bit more of a solid experience. Right now, and like my old Counter-Strike buddies, like I think part of what bugs me about playing Star Citizen is my PC. Like I need an upgrade. That i7 6700K or whatever they have in this thing is not as hot as it was 5 years ago. So.
And we have a crew of Star Citizen players, and they're finding fun in the game right now.
They're probably on right now.
Yeah.
Like there's a crew of those guys on, every night playing Star Citizen.
Yeah. And somehow they're finding the fun in that game, which is great. I mean,
it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun to play. I mean, I'm not not anxious to give Chris Roberts any more than my $40 that I gave him like 7 or 8 years ago. But I don't know.
That is one thing about the spirit of Shackbattles, though, is like you give us a game and we will find the fun in it for sure.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have a good game, we'll make a good game into it.
Yeah. Have you been playing any Pac-Man 99?
I have played some Pac-Man 99, and I even bought No, I have not got a win yet.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
feels so good.
I bet it does. I need to put some more time. I've only put like two real play sessions into it, so I need a little bit more practice and to get that first place. I did pony up the money for the password matches and all of that, though. So,
did you play? Oh, you paid the $20?
Yeah, it was like 15. Okay. Yeah, so I really wanted it for the CPU battles and everything, but the password matches.
I don't even know what the bonuses are.
Yeah, it gives you like timed battle and CPU battle, so you can basically play on your own. You don't have to play with other people. But it also gives you access to the password battles, which I'm hoping that could be a Shack battle sometime.
Dude, I would
in the future. Absolutely.
I will kick your ass at Pac-Man.
I would relish the chance to get my ass kicked by ThomW at Pac-Man 99. That would be amazing. We need to get you and Blake. Blake is also a Pac-Man aficionado. So yeah, we need to get.
My Ms. Pac-Man's up in the garage. I don't have it down here.
I would love to have an actual cabinet, and Miss Pac-Man it's a dream cabinet. That's such a good one.
It's a fun game. Yeah, I really like it. I really like the one I got. I bought it from one of my local retro arcades is having COVID problems.
Oh yeah.
And was selling off some games, so I picked up his Ms. Pac-Man cabinet because I played on it and I knew I liked it. The only thing I never really liked. He's got the speed up chip in it. The one I bought has a speed up in it, so it's like, it's fun, Ms. Pac-Man. But I hated the joystick, so as soon as it got in the garage, I'm like on eBay buying
looking
parts.
for joysticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole. For sure.
Oh,
Anytime
man,
you get a
I know,
cabinet.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that about does it for the interview. ThomW, thank you so much. I just can't, thank you enough for giving me some of your time today and talking
Sure thing.
a little bit about Shack Battles and, the history of Shacknews. I've been playing games with you for a long time, and I look forward to playing games with you for even longer to come.
All right, man. Same here.
Yeah.
See you around.
All right. Thanks again.
Take care.